And welcome back to episode 137 of the Hit the Showers podcast, presented to you by the Foolproof Entertainment Network. As always, I am your host, Clifford Jordan Jennings, here with my point man and co-host, Malcolm, veteran free agent, unrestricted, no sign, no time king.
You know what? I like that title back rather than back on injury reserve again. Clifford, injury reserve again. Jordan Jennings. What's going on, Clifford, Aaron?
Shit, cool.
But the body don't heal after about age 30, 32, bro.
Man, that's y'all's.
No, that's you too. You're not exempt, clearly.
That's y'all's body. I just didn't give enough time for my adamantium to cover my bone.
Nigga, I'm the spot up shooter now. Nigga, I just stand at the elbow. Just give me a rock.
Adjust your
defense,
game.
LG. Play defense, LG. I ain't doing none of that.
No. He's selling. That nigga selling. Aaron's selling the Rock Spencer. You better hit too. If you ain't playing no defense, you better fucking hit.
I'm about 43% from the field.
You ain't no damn 43% from the outside.
All right.
You said you on the wing, just taking shots.
I'm on the elbow.
Right.
Wow, every time.
Just taking shots. And I already know they ain't passing to you all the time because you ain't playing defense like that. So out of the 4 to 5 shots you take per game, you mean to tell me you 3 for 5 at every game?
That'd be 60%.
Right.
2 for 5.
Right.
And some change.
Okay. I could believe that.
They run the pick and roll through me. I just stand there, Statue of Liberty, run the pick and roll.
I could believe that. I ain't gonna I ain't gonna hold you. I could believe that. I don't know why I was thinking 3 for 5. Yeah, 3 for 5 is
Yes, that's 60. I need to join the rec league at that point, nigga.
Listen, something. But we here to talk basketball. Where the fuck is this no hang time having ass nigga at?
I'm here. Did you find it? Give me the cap.
This nigga ain't here nowhere. Some interesting updates in the Kevin Durant trade situation. I don't know if you have heard or are aware that they are now saying that the Boston Celtics are negative 200 favorites in landing KD.
If that should happen, I mean, what is KD's? Where is KD's competitive spirit of get back?
Right.
Nigga don't want no get back.
Want the least path of resistance.
Right, but still, but it always, for some reason, the past, all the teams he's chosen about. So it's been a Thunder, a Warrior, a Net. Now he's trying to move somewhere else. Right. Went to the Warriors after getting that ass tapped by him. Now he went to the Net.
He did get tapped. They did get tapped. What was it? They was up 3-0.
They lost.
They was up 3-0, and so they came back on a 4-0 run to whoop that ass.
And they whooped his ass so bad He came to their locker room after the game like, look, y'all got an extra spot on the roster. It's me, baby. It's me.
But
and the Nets was like a conglomerate.
Right.
Now,
that was an experiment.
And then you go to the team that put you out the last round.
But the difference in this situation is just to, help KD out a bit, because it does look bad when you put it like that. He didn't request to go to Boston. They just interested in picking him up.
Okay,
does he gain points back for that, or is it still kind of suspect no matter how you put it?
You can't keep going around expecting to find something else better someplace else. Now, I know when he initially wanted to go to what was his top 3 teams? The Heat, Phoenix, and the Warriors again, I think, right?
Yeah, and then it changed to Philly
and Phoenix.
Yeah, he already said Phoenix. It changed. Philly got thrown in there. They're definitely out of the race now. Suns are definitely out of the race. Well, they saying that they had a plus 600 to land him, but when you think about the extensions that they just provided,
hey, Pacers was playing hardball, nigga. They was playing hardball. Like, they called DeAndre in the middle of the night, like, hey, we'll give you $133 million. If the Suns don't match it in 48 hours, you a Pacer.
Listen,
he
was like, cool.
We would lose this man for nothing, or pay him something we didn't want to pay him in the first place. I think they made the right decision. We might as well keep him, but that also put them out of the race of not getting Kevin Durant.
Right.
I think it was like a rule that made it to where they can't get Kevin Durant because of that actual signing of DeAndre.
I don't know anything about no rules. I just know, there's no room unless you about to give up a major piece.
Right. But even if they wanted to, they can't sign. I don't know what the exact rule is, but they were saying they couldn't sign Kevin Durant even if they wanted to until January. Whenever the trade opens back up in the mid-season.
Then how is they still at a plus 600?
Who? The Suns?
Yeah.
Aren't those bad odds?
Yeah, plus 600 is bad odds, but the fact that you're in the race over other teams that have stated their interest. Philly stated their interest. The Trailblazers, they said, reportedly came out and stated an interest in getting KD. They just don't have the assets. They don't have the assets. All they have is draft picks, and that would damn near be program suicide to give up all your draft picks for an older.
Perhaps they can make the trade, but there will be a hefty fine along with it. That's what I imagine. Because I guess they want to force the issue. I'm not totally clear on the rules.
Right.
I just know there's a restriction when you make a sign like that, and
even if it's a re-signing, like an extension provided, because technically you didn't make any acquisitions. You just.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, if you could get some more information on that, because I'm kind of interested in what that's about myself. But anyway, they say Celtics are currently at a negative 200 to land KD. Warriors are behind them at a plus 350. And then Suns are coming in third at a plus 600 to land them. But if I'm being honest, out of all three of those teams, I would think that Boston would be the most well-equipped to make a deal. Boston has the assets. Trades aren't so glamorous but you can still get we can afford to give you a second or so. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, Boston would definitely they'd be back to the finals with KD. I mean, if they went to the finals without KD, they definitely would be back in the finals with KD. That's an automatic upgrade.
Well, sure. I guess that would be the next question is, do you think that the current roster that they have, how far off, let me rephrase that, how far off of a championship team do you think their current roster is as it stands?
Well, you got to remember they added Malcolm Brogdon.
Right.
So it was a big upgrade at the point guard position.
As well as Danilo Gallinari.
Right. So current roster already looks pretty nice. KD is just a plus.
But you also got to understand that in order to get KD, they would have to trade. Jaylen Brown is the main subject of this trade. They're saying Boston is willing to offer Jaylen Brown, Derek White, and a draft pick. And the Brooklyn Nets have countered with they want Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, a draft pick, and a potential rotational player. And Boston still can afford to do that. The only issue is in doing that, you're trading away 60% of your starting lineup's defense.
So
and KD ain't gonna make up that in return. But go ahead.
You can't trade DeAndre Ayton till January, right? So they can't use him as a trade piece till then,
right? And that was what they were wanting to do.
Yeah, and you can't trade Devin Booker because of his contract,
right?
So that leaves you with nothing to offer. That's why they're so low on the thing. I mean, who are you giving up? I mean, you could say, I don't know, Mikal Bridges and fucking Crowder.
Mikal Bridges, you could actually shop for a little more than his worth.
He's nice, but you got to give me some draft picks, some cheese.
Yeah, for KD. You see what they asking for from Boston.
What they
say it again? I was reading.
They said they countered with Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, a draft pick, and another potential rotational player. The Suns don't have that to offer.
If I'm the Celtics, I would sleep on it. I wouldn't say no initially. I would sleep on it.
No, I would sleep on that, but I mean, I understand how you trying to get away with Jalen, Derek, in a draft pick, but we talking about Kevin Durant here. Jalen, Derek White, in a draft pick.
You said Jaylen Brown. I thought you said Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart.
That's what the Nets countered with. They said, because they probably said the same thing I said, like Derek White. No. We'll take Jalen Marcus in a draft pick. And matter of fact, that's not even enough. We might need another rotation player. Like a Grant Williams. Throw a Grant Williams in there and we got a deal.
Mm-hmm.
Now the Celtics, like I said, you said what?
What name?
Peyton Pritchard. You could get a Peyton Pritchard, but they just got Dragic. They got Seth Curry. Kyrie Irving's coming back. Where does Peyton Pritchard fall into that? Where does an undersized point guard fall into that lineup?
But Dragic did leave and go to Chicago.
He did go to Chicago. We talked about that last time.
Yeah.
OG on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
You could probably get away with a Jaylen Brown, Grant Williams, Peyton Pritchard, and a draft pick.
You gotta give Marcus Smart.
You think? I don't think. I think that you're trying to get over. You're trying to get over on me. Is what
you are, but it sounds enticing.
It sounds like more. It sounds like more than what you asked for. They offered, but it's not better than.
I mean, you get to load up with two good defensive players, two great defensive players.
Who could it be? I'm trying to think of the Boston Celtics bench now Because that Peyton Pritchard is a good toss-out, but I think that the Nets are set at the point guard role for real. And Peyton's too good to be third in line. And then when you think about if Ben Simmons comes back, him controlling the ball like he likes to do, that kind of puts you at fourth. We'll say 3.5. He's too good to be that far back in the list.
Let me look at the roster.
I mean, it might sound stupid, but why not offer up Robert Williams?
I just looked at him too. I was like, we might throw Rob Will in that.
And then do what? And have Al Horford start at the center? Have Al Horford start at the center? I would almost do it in reverse.
Hey, Malcolm, you better tell him Bobo's still out there on the
market. Bobo went to the Magic, didn't he?
Oh, he did?
I believe he went to the Magic.
Oh, wow. Well, he's off the market.
Bring him back. He was in Boston.
Yeah, I believe Bobo went to the Magic. I don't know if it's finalized, but that's what I heard, that was where he was headed to.
Well, let's keep it real. They also got Gallinari. You might give that nigga away. But
no, I don't think he should if he Boston.
Out. So let me ask. So if they did, and y'all not gonna like this, if they did Jaylen Brown,
right,
Al Horford, and some draft picks, do you think that'll work?
Nah, I think the Nets still ask for another piece.
I don't think Al Horford has trade value. He's a good sign, but I don't think as far as the trade.
I think that's a good point. I think
he might come back. He might come back. You know, at the end of the season, and retire.
Right,
you know what I mean, or something like that. I think crazy.
I think adding Al Horford for a KD trade right now is equivalent to not equivalent because the trade values don't match up, but it's equivalent to them bringing in Blake Griffin. You know what I'm saying? You bring in an older player and hope that they give you a 2 to 3 year stretch of productivity, but you don't expect them to be half as good as what they once were. And Blake is filling that role. Like, he's kind of impressive from a standpoint that we didn't expect much from you anyway.
Blake probably has one of the most saddest declines in basketball history.
Yeah.
He was, MVP, key commercials, dunk
I don't know.
He wasn't MVP, but he was definitely, he was a top 10 player.
You're right. It is one of them. But you don't think Derrick Rose's trumps that?
Yeah, but that's injury. That's injury.
Yeah.
That's
but
injury.
Blake's was injury too. I think
Derrick Rose is the most tragic story.
I do too.
Yeah, I said Blake Griffin is one up.
Right.
Because then you got Brandon Roy. Tragic.
Right. Ooh, that kind of goes into. We'll get into it later. That goes into something some questions I got at the end of the episode. But yeah, no, I do agree that but he's still productive. But I mean, on the same hand or on the other hand, so is Derrick Rose.
He on the Grant Hill side of the game when he was with the Suns.
But neither of them are recognizable.
Who you talking about?
Blake Griffin or Derrick Rose. Neither of them are recognizable players. We would not look at them We would not look at them now and recognize them for what they did back then.
Same with Melo too, though. Right now, this moment.
I don't know if you could put Melo in there because Melo's always been an S curl. Like, he's always been a pretty nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was never no big ass down the lane banging on you. Like, he a reverse layup on you before he bangs up. You know what I'm saying? He'll step back, take a shot, even as a youngin'. That's what he was doing. So it's almost like his game is still the same, but he doesn't have the same speed, agility to, be as effective as he once was. But his game's really the same.
He don't got that.
He added a little bit more posts into his offense.
He don't got that shot that he had on, what was it, 2K13? When that motherfucker didn't miss on the Knicks. That motherfucker, bro, you could shoot damn near whatever with him. He was like...
I think he still has that shot. I just think he doesn't take the same volume. So he doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Your misses count a lot more when you only taking 5 to 6 shots a game.
Right. Yeah, he's definitely slow as hell now, too. Like, he's not. But no, hold on. Aren't him and LeBron the same age?
No, he's a year older than LeBron.
Yeah, he won 1 year in Syracuse.
But they got won the championship.
But they played against each other in high school.
Yeah, they played. But when they played, Melo was a senior and LeBron was a junior.
Oh, and then I mean, everybody's body's different. We know that. I don't know. I feel like if you compare, because everybody used to compare, right, Melo and LeBron. I feel like that was like the duo.
Yeah, when they first came out. Mm-hmm.
So I feel like if you look at both of them now, I mean, LeBron's a one of a kind of player. Don't get me wrong, but I just feel like the athleticism. So I don't know. Like Melo's just a lot.
Melo never had LeBron's skill set when it came.
Yeah, that's true.
No, not when it came to athleticism, but
Melo had the shot over him for a while.
Right. He was more.
LeBron came up on the shot a little bit. He's still a little bit iffy.
Melo's more finesse. Would you say?
Melo but I can't find the word I'm looking for.
His game is more this jump shot, little 1-2 crossover jump shot. Maybe he's not finna go down the lane and find the biggest nigga and be like.
He never would. He never would. That's what I'm saying. Melo's the kind of dude that'll go down the lane on the biggest nigga and pull a Kyrie Ja Morant layup where he jumps and rolls, spins off to, he's avoiding contact.
Right.
He doesn't have the fearless finisher badge. He has the what's it called? What's the other one?
Slithery.
There you go. There you go.
Slithery. Yeah.
That's Melo.
You don't got the fast twitch either.
But
you got a Joe Johnson type game. Joe Johnson was kind of like that, real smooth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
saying?
Like
Joe Johnson back
deliberate in his approach.
That's a good comparison.
Anyway, young blood, here it comes.
That's a good comparison, but I also think that Joe Johnson had a little bit more dog in him. I remember him dunking on a few people.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that. Bartender style of game, they're both smooth.
Right.
They don't have an edge to the game.
If Melo knew how to manipulate pace, and I don't mean like that from a speed perspective, because he's an NBA player. Of course he knows how to manipulate pace. But I mean manipulate pace as far as aggression as well.
Well, yeah, because his IQ wasn't as big as LeBron either. He was a dribble, shoot.
Right.
Passing was not on his mind for a while.
Right.
When Nuggets, the Knicks.
J.R. Smith had to loosen him up a bit to get him to pass the ball.
It's okay.
He was with Denver. Yeah, even in New York, remember Melo didn't want to lead a game, and JR was like, "Bruh, you can sit it out. I got this one." And he dropped 47 in that game. J.R. Smith.
J.R. Smith had his time.
Yeah, he used to be a dog too.
That boy in college on the golf team with honor roll right now.
God bless him. I'm proud of him. Even though you fucked up that finals, motherfucker. We ain't forget. You 9 o'clock reading, motherfucker.
That nigga said.
Right. He was still looking at Brown like, what are you talking about? Like, what's the problem?
What timeout?
Right.
Fucking golf player. But back to what we was talking about. Real question. We'll cut it down to brass tacks. Does KD come back with the Brooklyn Nets at the start of the 22-23 season?
He doesn't want to.
I think so.
You say yeah?
I think so. That's me. I don't see what's going to happen.
He's shaking his head.
I think he's going to force his hand.
Yeah, I think he forces, and I don't know who it is, but one of them teams out there are going to go and give the Nets what they want.
One of the teams that we just named? Celtics, Warriors, Suns?
It's going to be one of his destination preferred.
So you think it's either going to be Heat? You still got your hat in the Heat race.
No, I just think he wanted to go to Phoenix or the Heat, and I feel like once training camp gets close, and if he does say a little something, I just feel like the Nets get on the phone to make the call to where he wants to go.
I heard that not to cut you off, I heard that the 76ers are not as interested as they were since they've gotten the acquisition of PJ Tucker. Now, I'm not saying that doesn't mean that he can't still land there, of course, but they've said that they're not as I can't remember the words they use, but they're not pursuing him as aggressively, I think is what they said.
He's not as marketable.
You said what?
Is it like marketable? Is that what you're trying to say? Like,
no, they just like that. They said they're not pursuing that Kevin Durant trade as aggressively since they got PJ Tucker. I guess they feel like he fills roles, so even if we don't get KD, we're comfortable with what we got. Let them fight for him.
Y'all dig it. What the 76ers needed was more defense. They had Matisse Thybulle, but they needed somebody else to help this man out.
Right.
Well, and me started playing defense towards like the playoffs and shit. We all know for a fact that James Harden is not playing defense.
No. And
play defense, my nigga.
I mean, but I cut him B slack, right? Because he makes up a big chunk of the 76ers offense. Can't expect you to play big man defense as well. On top of scoring, something has to be sacrificed.
He did start when it started to count.
Because he had to at that point.
Yeah.
That's James Harden had to too. This nigga didn't do it.
Touche.
It ain't in his blood.
Touche.
You keep using that defense word, coach. I don't know what that means.
All right. Did you see that video of him? I ain't even gonna get into it. It wasn't. It was a decent video. It was basically him chewing out these high school kids. Like, he was like, I've been sitting here for a half an hour and y'all motherfuckers ain't even sweating. He said, ain't nobody in here sweating. Like, I don't care who you is. Like, you need to be working. Every time you touch this floor, you better be drenched in sweat.
We ain't playing no defense. You ain't taught us no defense yet.
Listen, that's what I thought is when I saw that. It's like, I don't see the same effort.
All laying drills and shit.
Yeah, we only shooting the ball, coach.
Right, I don't see the same effort on D.
Hell no, shoot that shit.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards back with the Nets.
I feel like if you're the Nets, you sit down and you talk to KD and you're like, look, our options are slim. We want to get you up out of here. Can you wait till halfway through the season? Right? The options will be better.
Right.
We'll get you where you want to go, because right now, your best bet is to put you on the fucking I-95 and put you in New York. I mean, put you in Boston, send you up north. You know what I'm saying? So, do you want to be a Celtic or do you want to wait? Because right now, we're about to call Celtics and be like, hey, go in and send over Marcus. Go and send over Jalen. Send me some draft picks. It might happen.
Listen, I think that's a tough move for the Celtics, though. It's almost like a catch-22 situation because I feel like the team that they currently have, I did say that I do think with the addition of Malcolm Brogdon that changes them a lot if Jason and Jalen allow him to run the offense. That changes the Celtics a lot. I think that puts them even further in contention than they already were. But I don't know if I say even with Malcolm Brogdon, they're a championship winning team. Now, the issue then again is if you give Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, in a draft pick, who cares who else, you're sacrificing your defense right then and there. KD is not going to give you a return in defense. I do not think that it's the same Celtics team with KD on it.
They'll just score more points.
Right, but I don't know if that's...
In the East is tough.
Yeah, I mean, you had Kyrie and KD, and they couldn't do it.
If you're Jason Tatum, where are you at on this? If you're Jason Tatum, you're not the GM, you're Jason Tatum.
Well, he said it.
What he say?
He said, I currently love the Celtics roster. He said, I'm not the kind of guy that's going to put my hat in the race of making decisions, but I love the roster that we currently have with the additions of Gallinari and Brogdon. He feels like the current team he has is enough.
If I'm the GM, I'm sticking to my shit then. I mean, if my best player wants to keep these people, my best interest is to help him out. Not
JP.
Give him somebody else. Because if you put KD on the team, the best person on the team now is Kevin Durant.
I don't know.
Well, they go. You say you don't know, but they definitely gonna figure it out during the season.
Yeah, I don't know. And I'm just being honest. I don't know. I think that KD is riding a wave of a few years ago. Don't get me wrong, he's still efficient from the field. Scoring hasn't been as high. Like, I feel like Jason Tatum is on the come up, like saying, I want that spot. And his stats have been looking like he's working for it. He's just not as efficient as KD is. But he's putting up the numbers. KD is the opposite, where he's not putting up the numbers per se, but he's very efficient.
And what I'm trying to say is them two together on that team, that's going to be a very hard coaching decision. You have to change your shit up because you want to keep going with Jason, but there you have KD 7-foot ass. Like standing right there, you're like, damn, Jason. Are you cool with just scoring like 22, 23 a game this season? I mean, that's what you got to ask. You got to give up the rock.
I think he is, though. I think this fight. You said you don't agree, Q?
No.
I think this finals humbled him to the point that he was like, "Yeah, no, I can't think that I'm gonna do it all and get the win. I need somebody else." I think that I think if you ask that question and they don't make it to the finals, I agree with you, Q. But the fact that they made it.
Brown in that game though. The last game, the nigga had like 30 or something, right?
No, it was more than 30. It was but he was the main. And I think Jason Tatum had 16 or something like that.
That's a lot of shots.
Yeah, he missed a whole lot of shots.
He didn't take a lot of shots, and he missed a lot of shots.
I'm just saying, I think that humbled him to a point that he knows now I'm not the main guy.
No, that's not true.
Well, I don't mean it like that because that's just a lie. You are the main guy, but you're not the only guy.
Nah, I think he saw what he had in his team.
You think that's the case?
Yeah, and looking at it, adding Malcolm Brogdon should be more than enough. You bring in a player like KD.
More than enough to what, though?
More than enough to go back and actually compete in the 7-game final series and not get smoked, midway through and not, the other team don't look back.
I could agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? Give yourself a fighting chance. Jason Tatum and KD, they're too much alike to me.
I think so too. The only
they're
thing
too much alike.
I will
How does
say,
it work?
I don't agree with is I don't know that I agree that he realized he had a team.
They carry him in the finals.
Somewhat.
Al Horford had to find where.
See, this is my whole thing. Is it's almost like well, let me not even try to compare it, but I would respect that or agree with that sentiment a little bit more if Jason Tatum was putting up the assist stats that he was putting up consistently throughout that finals. But he wasn't. The only games he was consistently putting out assists were the games that he was consistently missing shots. Now,
yeah, I was just gonna say that's from him, starting off hot and then dicking out in the second half.
All I'm saying is, like I
trying
said,
to do too much.
Like I said, throughout that whole finals, there's a happy medium between thinking you're the guy that has to take the shot and looking for the open man. And there were so many instances where I said Al Horford had a great shooting percentage, especially from 3, and ended the game with 4 shots taken.
And made 3, right?
Right. That shit like that does not happen if you're recognizing my team is going to help out too. Because you get it to that man that's doing that damage. And they just weren't doing that. Like I said, Jason Tatum kept taking shots while he was well defended. Jaylen Brown kept forcing layups that were not there. It was a lot of inexperience out there on the court. And I do think that now, Jason, regardless of what it is, whether it's recognizing his team is his safety net, or it's recognizing I can't do it on my own, something took place in that playoffs that I think we do see a different Jason Tatum coming out next year.
I was gonna say he always akins himself to Kobe. He wore the wristband and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna bring up a Kobe moment. When Kobe played against the Jazz and like damn near missed almost every shot that game. I'm talking about he was terrible. This is like his rookie season. This is either 96, 97, or 97, 98 playoff series, the Lakers against the Jazz. He was fucking all the way up, right? The next year, he got better. They ain't win a championship that year. I think the Spurs won against the Knicks. But the year after that was the dynasty. 3-peat.
Right.
So if he has that type of mentality in him,
he doesn't. Short answer or quick answer.
Okay, all right. Okay. Well, I'm trying to give him credit for wearing a wristband. You've been wearing this man wristband for a lot. You have to have some type of character, and that's a perfect example of people telling you, "Hey, man, I don't know. You missed like 17 shots that game." All right. We'll see. Jason might be that nigga next year.
I'm hoping so. I mean, that, like Mark knows, I was very high on Jason Tatum when he came out, and I said he was next up. I said this nigga is next up, hands down. And I feel like everything that I said came to fruition, but now's the time where you start molding your game. You know what I'm saying? You got enough clay. We know you have enough clay in your sculpture to cover every basis that you need to cover in your game. But now it's time to mold it. And if we don't see any molding out of him in the next 2 years, then I start to question if he's the guy that you build your program around.
That's where Brogdon comes in at, man.
I think Brogdon is going to be a big help if they allow him to be.
Well, high IQ. You can't tell him nothing in the huddle because he's going to speak up. And then he's a big time defender.
Right.
That's why I don't think you need to change. Him and Smart 1 and 2.
Right.
Come on, man. To start a game.
I would be more comfortable with that lineup than a KD involved.
Exactly.
So everybody here thinks that KD going to the Celtics is a bad idea.
I wouldn't say a bad idea. I would just say that I think they're on the cusp of something.
Well,
Right.
I would say they'll be at trade deadline trying to make a move to add a piece.
All right, let me say
The
this.
If you bring in a KD.
Right. I agree with that 1,000%. I agree with that 1,000%.
KD and trade him halfway through the season?
No. He's saying
They'll
pick
be
up
looking.
KD, but they're gonna realize they need another piece before the trade deadline gets there that they'll have to pick up in order to really be in contention with KD.
Yeah.
Because when your 1 and 2 best players are in the same position, it gets a little funky anyway. Are you gonna move Jason to the 3?
You have to move him to the 2.
Move him to the 2? Jason to the 2?
I'll move Jason to the 2.
And you would have KD at the 3 or the 4?
4.
Then who's the 3?
I would have Jalen at the 3.
You got to give up Jalen to get KD.
Oh, yeah, damn. I forgot.
And you would want Jalen at the 2 over Jason.
I gotta erase the clipboard.
Right.
Why didn't you tell me that shit?
Right. Yeah, no, you can't do that.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, either way, right now, like Q said, that lineup is mean. That's a mean lineup. You got Malcolm Brogdon at the 1, Marcus Smart at the 2, Jaylen Brown at the 3, Jason Tatum at the 4, and Robert Williams at the 5.
And Jason Tatum for real like 16. He's 16. Right.
Hey, look, check it out.
Too. That nigga's 6'10", 6'11".
Mm-hmm.
And check it out. Then you got Derek White.
Let's think of D. White.
Then you got Grant Williams, Al Horford, and Gallinari.
Well, Gallinari was a good pick, right? Because the Celtics never really had a power forward identity.
Mm-hmm.
Even with Jason Tatum starting at the 4, they didn't have a power forward identity. He was just, that was his position he played. But he didn't play it like a power forward. And they never really had an insert power forward here guy. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They had Tice for a while. But even Tice was more like a stretch 5 than a power forward. So now you got a Gallinari that comes into play that fills that position perfectly coming off the bench.
That's 9 guys right there. That's 9 guys strong.
That's tough. That is tough.
Then no telling what the improvement will be on a guy like Peyton Pritchard.
I don't think he gets his go in Boston though.
I
don't think he gets his go in Boston. I think he has to go somewhere else. I think what's going to end up happening is he's a bench point guard somewhere else until he ends up getting into that 6-man conversation. Then you're going to have teams starting to look at him as a starting point guard. Kind of how Dennis Schroeder was in Atlanta.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Dennis Schroeder had to fight. He was behind, what's his name? Yeah, he was behind Jeff Teague and had to fight for his spot. And then finally got it, and he took off for a little bit. I think Peyton's going to have the same style career.
I don't know. Just show Derek up in training camp. Take his spot.
Yeah, I think that's definitely possible. But he also undersized.
Is more shot. Hey, undersized don't mean nothing.
Not so much, but it means something, but not so much. But we'll move on. I want to talk about, per NBA.com, the 5 under-the-radar moves this offseason that took place. And looking at them, I would say out of the 5, at least 3 of them are pretty impactful. Number 1, to transition the Danilo Gallinari to the Boston Celtics. Huh?
Never mind. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Gallinari. Right, to the Celtics.
He said Danilo.
That's his name, isn't it? Or Danilo. 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 I
think named a Dragon Ball Z character.
That nigga sounded Spanish.
Mm.
But I think that's a good pick for all those reasons that we just discussed. I think that's a role that Boston needed coming off the bench that they did not fill previously in the past. I would go back as far as 4 years.
Yeah, they needed that help.
Yeah. But number 2 on the list, Otto Porter Jr. going to the Toronto Raptors. I think that's a great fit in Toronto. I think that's a great fit. I think that his offense is definitely needed there. I think you'll start seeing Otto have a standout year similar to what he was on his way to doing in Washington. In Washington, he started out I don't want to say started out strong, but he got a point where he built up his momentum and he started getting the name, and then he kind of fell off. Not really fell off, but you know what I'm saying. Like, he just kind of
disappeared from the limelight.
He kind of topped out. Like, he was on the rise, and then he just topped out and flattened out at that point.
Yeah, luckily the Warriors saw that potential.
Definitely. You know he's the 50th.
I've been out there like, nigga, I'm averaging.
You know he's the 53rd best 3-point shooter in NBA history.
Who?
Otto Porter.
That's a large number, but in the grand scheme of things,
but that's impressive though for a role player.
For a nigga that wasn't a starter, nigga. Come on, man.
Right, never has been really. Well, never has been consistently, but over his career, he got a 39.8 3-point. That's something. But I think that's definitely useful in Toronto. I think that's when you start seeing him make a bigger name for himself. I don't even see why the Warriors would let him go like that.
Right, that's what I was wondering.
They want to give him 17, 18 million. Somebody was like, I'll give you 45 million. I don't know what he got. How much did he get?
I don't know. I do not know what he got. I didn't look up the contract.
I imagine it was bigger than what the Warriors were offering. He was like,
Couldn't have been now that I think about it, because what I do remember from the article is they said that Gary Payton Jr.'s contract going to the Blazers was more than Otto Porter received from the Raptors.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
What you're saying, this nigga might be getting $3-4 million a year.
I don't know what he's getting, but I thought that was absolutely insane that Gary Payton's getting more. But then you think about where they going.
Oh, Gary Payton Jr.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
What you think?
The original Gary Payton.
Gary Russell Jr.
No, I thought you said Jason Kidd first. Go ahead.
Jason Kidd?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Oh, shit. But yeah, enough of Otto Porter. Next on the list, DeAnthony Melton to the Philadelphia 76ers from the Grizzlies. I think that's a solid pick for Philly if you take into account of potential injury that could take place. But I also think that if I'm Shake Milton, I'm furious right now. Why the fuck would you pick up DeAnthony Melton, right? And they're the exact same player. Shake Milton actually averages a few more points. DeAnthony Melton averages a few more rebounds. But I even looked it up. They were only 8 spots away in the 2018 draft. DeAnthony Melton went at 46 in the first round. Well, no, not the first round. Overall, 46. And Shake Milton went at 54.
Who's asking for more money?
I mean, I really don't think that either one of them are in a position to be asking for anything.
So why are they picking him over him?
That's the question. That's why I said I would be pissed.
I would see is like if Shake won, I want 15 million a year. The Anthony like, man, I just want 5 million a year.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I really do. That's the shit that they don't release to the public. That would be interesting to know, because that was my first thought when I saw that trade. I was like, well, what about Shake? And I had to look up their stats, and I'm like, they're the same player. They're the same player. And then I looked a little further and found out came out same year, 8 picks apart. Like, it's just like, it's weird. Unless they thinking, let's snatch some people up that we may be able to potentially offload in a trade. That's the only thing I could be thinking, because I've definitely bought the same pair of shoes twice. One to fuck up and one I keep, up in the closet just in case. And that's the way I see that being. You just bought the same pair of shoes twice just in case you fuck one up or to get, do something with one. But here nor there. But you know what? That brings up an interesting question, though. Would you rather be in Philly this year or Memphis?
Memphis
seems funner than Philly.
Memphis definitely seems more fun.
Philly seems like they trying to, you got James Harden out there.
It's about business.
I mean, they're trying to win a championship, but they're trying to do it as Memphis is doing it for fun, right? I think Philly's doing it for business. That kind of makes sense. Philly's out there as a group. There's a bunch of young people on that team. They all get along. They're playing. They're having a great time. Philly is like, we got to clock in.
Right.
Go to work.
Right.
That seems like the difference to me.
I think that's a good way to put it. So let me rephrase my question. Who do you think's closer to a championship, Philly or Memphis?
Memphis.
I think Memphis is closer to reaching or making it out of a Western Conference Finals. I don't know that Memphis wins a chip.
They got a squad, man.
Right, but inexperienced. We've seen what happens with inexperience, and you got to think Memphis is just now breaking that playoff barrier. Celtics have been in conference finals for years, so you would think that they would at least have enough experience to know it's just one more game, and they still couldn't pull it off. So what would make you think Memphis could?
Because Boston had a first-time new head coach, and a first-time new GM. That's bad timing to me in a front office. I mean, they lucked out by making it just to the finals alone. I think we all pretty much said, like, man, hats off to them for as far as they went. But to have that's tough in any team. To get a new coach, a new GM, you're lucky to even make it to where Boston made it to. So that doesn't shock me that with them being young, a new coach, a new GM, that actually happened. But Memphis, from what it seems like, they're pretty solid. It seems like, I don't know who their head coach is. I don't want to speak on that. I can look it up. But I don't think that they've had major changes like in their GM prop like that back off.
He was, what's his name? I can't think of his name. He was in the running. He was
in
the top
Taylor
3.
Jenkins, ain't it?
Who?
No, I didn't.
Taylor Jenkins?
No, I don't think so.
Let me see.
I thought it was the one dude. He was in the top 3 for coach of the year.
He was right. His name is Taylor Jenkins.
It is Taylor Jenkins?
He actually finished second in the voting for NBA Coach of the Year this past
year. Country mode.
I didn't think that was his name, though.
Check this out here, brother.
I didn't think so either.
I said player of the year, too. You knew what I meant. But, I didn't think that was his name.
I will say this. John Morant is batshit crazy when it comes to playing basketball.
Why you say that?
John Morant, because the way he plays, he acts like ain't nothing gonna happen, and I love it. I really do. Is he gonna come and be more of a calm basketball point guard, a real point guard? Or is he still gonna go to the rim and be like, "I'm finna hurt somebody's feelings"?
You know who else used to do that?
D Rose, baby.
Right. Right. And we talked about
a lot. And D Rose, Chicago. I don't know where is. No, John Morant's from the Carolinas. He went to school
John Morant's from South Carolina.
Yeah, he played with Zion back in the day.
Yeah, John Morant's from South Carolina.
Right. What I'm trying to say is, when you're that young, you get a pass with doing that. Right. I don't know how much longer he has in that card to keep. We see him play. That's just spectacular to me. I know the others like it. That's just fun to watch. It's fun basketball, but it's hard to maintain.
But he's also like, okay, so this might sound crazy, but he's also light framed to the point that I think that works to his benefit.
I hope so. Because I like it. I do. It's like Derrick Rose.
It is. It's very Derrick Rose-esque.
He might be more durable. He might have a different diet. Maybe this nigga ain't never made McDonald's in his life. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? He might have something.
He got them southern joints.
Hey, you see, him and Zion Williams was eating the same food.
Zion Williamson, though, That's a whole nother story.
All right. All I'm trying to say is you have two very athletically talented people that came from pretty much the same area, not the same city, but the same area.
And if they was eating the same food, Ja Morant was at least proportioning better. Let me put it like that. Zion's ass was hella. Let's not. I don't care how athletic my guy is. Hella overweight. Overweight. Now I know. You said what?
Lately, at least in the videos he's showing people.
Yeah, no.
Lately,
I said that in the past couple episodes. I said he does look a lot better currently, but hella overweight. Just because you have natural leaping ability doesn't mean that you don't have to hone your body to do so. And I feel like Ja Morant's body.
He don't stretch or nothing. He don't stretch and shit. This nigga just show up.
Listen, Ja Morant's body was pre-honed, and the fact that he's so light framed, I feel like it's kind of like Nas, Malk.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know how he's so light, he can go up with the big boys for the catches, and he does get bumped around, but it's like he kind of just floats to the ground. Like, he doesn't have impact with his falls or his come downs, and that's what I see from Ja. Like, it's not anything that makes me think like, oh, he got tossed on that, or he's smart with when he goes up.
Right.
Guaranteed, if he had a fuck it, we can throw in a B minus Serge Ibaka standing right at the top of the restricted area waiting to jump. I don't know if you want to go up for that.
Right.
The reason he pulls off those dunks is because he knows he's 2 steps ahead of the guy that's jumping. So I'm going to get there before he gets up high enough to make impact with me.
All I'm saying is he makes impact with the ground. Right? He might miss them, but this nigga's already lateral like this.
Sometimes. He does have reckless abandon. I know what you mean. He does play with a sense of reckless abandon. But even still, I haven't seen, like, hits or falls that were like, oh, shit. Like, tell him to chill out.
He's been injured.
He has been injured, but he's also been injured off of freak accidents. What, Jordan Poole grabbing his knee?
Hey, I'm just saying, he can be injured.
Like Zion, let's be real. Zion busting through a Nike shoe?
Right.
That's just, I don't know what that is.
They're both freak accidents, though. Like, you don't expect either one to happen.
The whole busting through the shoe shit, that's a little different. That's a scale up. You got to put that another level up. We ain't never seen nobody busting on shoe. Have y'all?
I haven't. I'm sure Shaq has at some point, but I haven't heard of that.
Shaq was breaking rims.
Shaq ain't busted through no shoe. Shaq ain't never stopped on a dime fast enough to bust through no fucking shoe. But if a shoe could ever be busted through, I bet it would be them Walmart Shaq joints.
Hold on, you remember Cliff? Don't play.
You're right, hanging on it like
Cliff. Don't play Shaq. Ain't that the same dude we all seen growing up? Bring down the rim and the glass and shit by accident?
Correct. But see, I don't think you're understanding what I'm saying. The reason Zion busted through that shoe is because nobody that big should be moving that fast and stopping on a dime.
Oh, yeah.
Shaq would never.
No, he wouldn't.
Ever. Not even Orlando Shaq would never be able to get up to that speed to stop fast enough to bust through that shoe. And we all know how tough shit was made back in those days. Cars was made out of metal.
Hey,
you feel what I'm saying?
Old Shaqs. You wearing some tin boots.
Right. That motherfucker might have a steel toe.
You out there in the rain and the snow and shit. I got all type of grip.
That might have a steel toe in that motherfucker. Oh, shit. I'm done. Oh, shit. I forgot what we was even doing. The 5 under the radar moves. One, are we down to the last 2? One is Kentavious Caldwell-Pope to the Denver Nuggets. I don't know how I feel about that. I do think that with Nikola Jokic, and is Jamal Murray ever going to give us a season?
He was supposedly on track to play next season.
I mean, if we can get a season out of Jamal Murray and
Him and Michael Porter.
I'm not even really concerned with Michael. I'm saying with the addition of Caldwell Pope, what you need is a good Jamal Murray, and you need a Nikola Jokic to still take on the bringing the ball up passing duties. And I think that is a good pickup, but only if both of those things are true. I don't doubt Nikola isn't gonna, he's gonna find them. But is Jamal going to be healthy enough to get out on that court to be a threat to open Caldwell Pope up when he's on the floor? You feel what I'm saying? I don't know if that's the case. So I think it just ends up being a decent trade because you only get assists from Nikola Jokic type shit. And I could be wrong. Don't get me wrong. I definitely could be wrong, but that's the only way I see this trade being anything exceptional. But at the same time, I know he's thanking the basketball gods as we speak. You know what I mean? You came from the Lakers, went to the Wizards. Now you're on the contending Denver Nuggets. And the skills that you offer fit the needs of the team. So, I mean, I think that it could be a good deal. Last on the list, we got TJ Warren to the Brooklyn Nets from the Pacers.
Some nigga with the never mind. I know what you're talking about.
He had the braids. I know he missed damn near the past 2 seasons with foot injuries.
Yeah, that's what Jimmy Butler do to you.
He had to get surgery on his left foot. He said that's what Jimmy Butler do. What'd he do?
That's what he do to you.
What Jimmy Butler do to him?
Man, last time he was on the court contending with something, Jimmy Butler did him in. And now ever since he
got in his head.
Ever since he been hurt. His pussy hurt. My friend. Excuse my friend, but
man, this nigga mad, man. Look at him, he mad as fuck.
Man, I'm talking about, but didn't he drop what 50 or something like that?
No, he hit. That's what I'm saying. That made it work.
But that's also on the Pacers.
And then you ran into a brick wall, and ever since you got an injury.
People talking about it. He said he's got a contract though with who?
The Nets.
The Nets. Yeah, Brooklyn Nets. But at the same time, I think the Nets have been kind of somewhat hoarding picks. Not necessarily picks, because that indicates draft picks. But I mean players, like hoarding players. Mm-hmm. I think that they do plan on making a big come out in the before the trade deadline. You're gonna see big moves out of Brooklyn. That's also another reason why I think that you don't see any movement from KD by the start of the season. I do think KD potentially does get traded before the deadline, to Aaron's point, but I also think with that trade you'll see a lot more movement out of Brooklyn to get off some of the extra players that they've been picking up that they don't really have a need for. They just, are picking up to have.
So basically, we can just are we counting the Nets out for the finals, the Eastern Conference Finals? Are we counting them out?
Well, see, I said last episode, if KD comes back with Kyrie and they do get a playable Ben Simmons, I think that's dangerous regardless. Whether they want to play, whether they're all happy, whatever the case may be, I think that's a dangerous team. I think that Ben Simmons' security blanket is a lot bigger than people are giving him credit for.
I don't see the Nets getting out of the first round next year, based on how shit's happening right now. They might make the playoff, but I don't see that shit. I don't see that shit working out too well.
But how can you say that if we, quite honestly, haven't even seen the team play?
You're right. You're right. I'm making predictions.
Right. You're just saying, okay.
I'm just saying, I don't know for a fact. But I do know if two niggas really want to leave, but you make them play this season, and all they're doing is playing up till the halfway through the season, to get traded because they want to still have trade value at that time. I don't know how the other half of that season goes and where you go with that record.
But I don't think there's any guarantee that they get traded. Like, they don't have to be traded.
They don't have to be traded. You're right, but you know how.
But I mean, you gonna sit? You can sit.
It's a players' league.
A lot of times, you will force the hand. Oh, my knee hurt. You gonna play tonight? You see this nigga out back with the kids doing Euro steps.
Right. You stupid. You can choose to sit, right? But it's not the same as the NFL. The NFL, you choose to sit, and your draft stock, or not your draft stock, but your trade stock stays the same. In some cases, can rise. Okay. In the NBA, it is completely different.
Didn't know that.
Well, I mean, you got to think about it from an NFL standpoint. A lot of the players that are sitting, of course, are quarterbacks. We all know quarterbacks get banged up annually. If I'm a great quarterback, they don't look at it as 1 year off can be to the detriment of my skill. I could come back on that 1 year off and be refreshed from the fact that I haven't taken any impact for a whole year. Basketball's different. The speed, the rhythm, all that's different. If you're out of the game for a while, I don't care if you are KD. You're going to come back a little off for the first few games.
You would think that was a position thing. Like, you bring up quarterbacks, but when you look on the defensive side of the ball, if you're a cornerback or a safety, you miss too many games.
Right. And I know quarterback is a skill position, but I'm equating skill positions to like receivers, cornerbacks, safeties, people that have to keep up with others. You are absolutely correct. That 1 year off can be a detriment to your career, really. Because we don't know that you can keep up to this speed that is currently being played. NBA similar, though. But it's from an all-around standpoint, from the 1 through 5. We need to know not only that you're healthy, not only that you're skilled, but that you're able to keep up with the pace of this game. And if you sit out on the back end of your NBA career, we have no way of confirming that you're still able to do so. We're not going to pay you as such.
I mean, all it takes is to lose 1 or 2 steps.
Right.
Lose 1 or 2 steps.
So I say all that to say, if Kyrie and KD both find themselves on the Brooklyn Nets for the duration of the 22-23 season, I think they play to win. You have no other choice because you still want to increase your trade value, right? So I still got to get buckets. You said you don't have to increase your trade value. If you're Kyrie, you have to increase your trade value.
Nigga, all you have to do is just play.
Yeah, Kyrie just got to show up.
Show up in Jersey.
You still have to because you got that scarlet letter on you right now where people are saying they don't like the way you're dealing with the team. They don't. That's a lot of negatives.
They don't doubt his game, though.
No, right, but that's why you also can't afford to sit out. We need to know that you still got it.
Kyrie is like Chef. If you just show up, we don't care if you're in the blue jeans, you had a long night. Just come out here and score 30, please. You think about something? I ain't doing it. God.
And KD can't hurt his trade stock at all, no matter what he decide to do.
Nah, not for real. Not for real. It does though. It does, just not visibly.
He won't out.
It
that
does.
Just mean he won't out.
It cuts out on pay. It may not cut out on the players received, like the players we're bringing back. But KD ain't going to get that much pay. You think I'm paying KD a max deal if you ain't been in the league for a year because you chose to sit because you were upset with where you... No.
I mean, he was hurt a year and a half, 2 years, and came back like
that's
he never
different,
left.
though. Well, at least to me, that's different. An injury is different because your motivation is to come back and prove. A bad situation is different because my motivation is I'm upset by the situation I'm in. I'm gonna sit. But what do we say, Malk, all the time? The NBA is a what kind of league?
The player league.
Beyond that, what have you done for me?
Oh, what have you done for me lately?
Kind of league.
What's on that resume? What's on that resume?
Whoa.
And if you sat out for a whole year, I can't tell. I can't tell what you've done for me lately. So I'm not willing to give you the same contract. It's just
Shannon Sharp's to the best. It don't matter what profession you're in, even sports. Like Cliff said, it is what have you done for me lately. They say update your resume every 6 months. So if you ain't done shit in the past 6 months to a year, I know you might have done this 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years ago.
We know what you're capable of,
right.
But we don't know that you're still the same guy. Especially when you think about all the young bucks coming out going crazy. Now all of a sudden I'm in a position where I got to think, do I want to spend my money on a 29, 30-year-old when there's 21-year and the NBA is talking about letting people out of high school now. So
that year is coming up. I think it's either next year or the year after that.
Right.
Where you can come straight out of high school. No.
Right. Next year, the 23, 24 years is what they're projecting it to be when Bronny comes out.
23, 24.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look.
Because the draft already took place for 22, 23. So the only thing they can do is change it for the following year.
There's a lot of kids getting runs with the older guys
as we speak, because they know there's an opportunity they can come out next year.
There's some. When you even look at Paulo Banchero, I'll give it to you. When I watched him, like, he looks very mature in the game.
He does.
He looks very comfortable with the level of the game. He might not be the best, but he feels like, I know what to do.
Exactly. That you took the words right out of my mouth. He knows what he's gonna do.
Well, hold up. Because again, I'm not trying to knock any of these rookies, but it's just a summer league.
No, I get that.
Right.
So your skill level to equate it to 2K is on pro.
Right,
now, once you get that 93 and up rec,
right.
Or Aaron, you play on that Hall of Fame, Cliff and Aaron Hall of Fame mode, it's a little more different. But I do agree with you guys. I mean, from what we see, looks good, but it will be interesting once you play against the big dog.
Well, I feel like that goes back to what I said by saying naturally you can look at the stats and see everything you need to see. That's why they only played him for 2 games. And he ended averaging 25-5. I think 26-5, if I'm not mistaken. But either way, it lets you know he naturally has an eye. He has court vision. He's willing to pass the ball with 5 assists per game. Naturally, he will find his open shots, getting 20 points per game. Now, difficulty rises, but we know naturally he's able to do this.
Capable, right.
He was basically, no disrespect to anybody else that was out there, because some of the other rookies were doing very well. Like my nigga Simonovic on the Bulls, You heard me say it. But Paulo looked like he was the older guy out there. Is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Yeah, real mature. Mm-hmm.
There were some niggas out there older than him. He was sunning them niggas. Like, hey, look, here we go.
So hold on.
To the pro niggas, I don't know, but I'm not gonna say the alpha. He looked like the best person on that team in that situation.
And he did it. He did that all season long for Duke.
Right.
So that was so that's my next.
That's why that was my number 1 pick.
He Paulo, if I remember correctly, this was Coach K's last season this past year, as we all may or may not know.
Yeah.
So he was the last one to get that Coach K experience. Well, one of the last ones is what I'm saying. So yeah, I wonder if Coach K really took his. I wonder what I'm trying to say, if that goes back to obviously his coaching and plus some. I wonder if Coach K took a different approach with it being his last year and really maybe took his time more with people like him that he coached and got him. I
doubt it.
No, what I saw from the games, because the Hurricanes, same conference. What I saw a lot and it actually hurt him during the season, but it made him better post college. It looked more like Coach K said, "Hey, do you?" Because he played a lot of minutes in the duration of the game, but in the closing minutes and late in those games, he was getting pulled because he was missing shots, making foolish plays, things of that nature. That's why he was kind of fell off that top #1 radar.
Burnout.
But yeah, pretty much. But I think it made him stronger. Because he still came on the court and did his thing, no matter whether he missed a shot, made a shot, turned it over. He still did the same thing.
And I don't know if y'all have been monitoring. I've been listening. Have you seen him in the Black Ops runs?
Boy, hey.
He been going off.
Hey.
So they call Black Ops runs the unscheduled NBA scrimmages, like where they'll get a bunch of NBA players together and play at a gym, but like it won't be
basically. It's like an open
right, but it's not like advertised. Right. They just know about it. But he's been playing with some real names in the NBA currently, and it hasn't looked like it's slowed his game down at all. That's what I will say. If you look up Paulo Banchero or whatever his name is, Black Ops runs, I was impressed by it.
I'll check it out.
I was impressed by it.
I bet he's a grown man out there.
I mean, it's clear the niggas already young buck, 6'10", 200 something pounds. Mm-hmm. That's a grown man, even if you're 15.
No, what I'm trying to say is attitude wise.
Right. Okay. Like, follow.
You know what I'm saying?
Follow.
They got you guard me.
Yeah, no. It seems, no, you are correct, because even in the highlights from the runs I'm talking about, it seemed like he was making all the correct moves.
Got to talk Will.
The game seems slower with him in a way. Like, regardless of how fast the ball is moving, when he gets it, everything slows down. I mean, I got high hopes for him, especially going to a place like Orlando. I already said it, and you got players that can set you up. Jalen Suggs' season was cut very short last season. I'm still waiting to see what he can do, and to have somebody like him with him, that's gonna be dangerous. But what was you about to say, Mount?
I think Banchero, if I remember correctly, I think he's the one that LeBron has a strong liking to as far as the rookies go. I think that's the one I might have heard them talking about saying. No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of LeBron and Ben Simmons, which was a shocker that LeBron's close to.
Oh, way back?
LeBron and Ben Simmons.
Yeah, when he was at LSU, he was saying that, he would work with him and he would be the next him and all that, but we saw how that played.
Right. No, speaking of LeBron, though, real quick, y'all see his
I do think that, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but I do think that Ben Simmons is a different version of LeBron.
He's the great value LeBron. He's the, you buy it.
He's Australian LeBron, ain't he?
I don't even know if I would say, it's almost like, okay, so it's almost like if we gonna equate it to NBA 2K. It's almost like we made damn near the same build, but instead of putting mine on my playmaking, finishing a decent shot, I rose all my defense stats up and my playmaking stats up before I put my shooting in, and now it's like, damn, I don't got enough to do what I want. Fuck it, I'll keep it like this. Mm-hmm. That's how I see Ben Simmons, but I see them as the same player, because you think about it, they're similar in size, they're similar in athleticism.
Right.
I don't know brain wise, but you know what I'm getting at.
When Ben Simmons get close, that nigga's finna yam. That was the problem. Like when you around the basket in that little semicircle, that's all you. Layup, dunk, something.
Right.
When you start going up for a dunk, be like, oh no. Now we can't use you.
Something happened. He got the what's it called? The shit that Simone Biles got. Not the spins, but where you get into your head to a point that you can't remember how to do your everyday things the way you did them before.
The thing you've been training your whole life for.
Right, like you just get to a point where it's like, damn, I forgot. Like I can't even.
The mental block.
Right, like this doesn't even feel right now.
I've done that.
That's probably why he hadn't been playing. Fuck a back, fuck all that. He's like, I need to get my head right, and I don't know that I'm right.
That's mental health. See, but I think he's one of those Kevin Loves and them that just hasn't came out yet. Has been like, man,
even Kevin Love will show up though. Kevin Love will pop up out there and play basketball. Talk about his game as much as you want to. He'll be out there passing the ball and shooting. That's all. We just want you to play. Just play. That's all I'm trying to say about Ben Simmons. He won't even play. Now his back might hurt, but when's the last time? Like ever since that play you brought up, we haven't seen him play shit since. Nothing. Layup lines, maybe.
Has he even been in the layup line? That's the question. We get a report of a layup line?
Hey, but
maybe he ain't gonna shake me out my shit though like that. I'll come out there at least. Goddamn, and look at this nigga, boom.
But it could be that Kardashian Jenner curse. Y'all got to remember, right before he got injured, he was dating Kendall Jenner at the time.
I'm not against saying that's not real or that's real or that.
And they broke up. Y'all know. There's a list. Look, when Kim divorced Chris Humphries after a month, I ain't never heard. Y'all remember he was on the Nets back in the day. I ain't heard of him having a contract after that motherfucker. I ain't heard of him being shit.
He did get another contract after that, but
it was shortly lived.
Kind of untalented though. I'm just saying though, no offense, but Chris Humphries wasn't like a
he wasn't no big name
player.
Right.
He was a basketball player. Don't get me wrong.
He was on teams. He made your rosters. He made every one of our ass on here, but I'm just saying he was just a basketball player.
G, I don't care.
He was decent on 2K on companies like back in the.
Listen, I think I'm willing to give Malk the go ahead on this one. I'm chalking that up to that Kardashian curse.
Not connector.
Reggie Bush, Kardashian curse.
What?
Yeah, right. Look at the list.
No, because y'all acting like Chris Humphries.
The white man had advantage of him, and then he lost.
He was decent, Q. He was decent.
No.
He was nice with the Saints. He was great with the Saints. What?
Chris Humphries,
Reggie?
I'm talking.
Oh, you talking about Chris Humphries?
No, I'm
talking about Reggie Bush.
Who you talking about? Either one?
No.
Chris Humphries.
I'm talking about Chris Humphries.
Did not have as good a career.
Listen, Ray J, he hit it first. He was the first to fall off. Look, Bow Wow.
One wish. Hey, Cliff. Look, one wish.
Reggie Bush. I'm just playing.
Hey, Cliff. Miles Austin.
Cemetery.
Cliff. Miles Austin on the Cowboys was hot for a little bit when he was dating. After that.
Nah, man. But Chris Humphries never made it. Never made it.
That's what I'm trying to say.
He never made it.
Never started. He was never a starter in the NBA. I'm not gonna say he never started, but he never was a starter.
Right.
He was always a role player or less.
Shit, he wouldn't have been no role player on the Heat.
Sure. His check might have been the same as Reggie Bush at that time, just because whatever the fuck it is. Reggie Bush might not have been making that much money. Let's keep it real. The NFL is not giving out that much money at that time.
The Dolphins gave him a lot of money.
Not with the Saints. He was
rookie contracts you ain't gonna get hella anyway. But he went number one, didn't he?
Or two. One or two.
Damn, I can't remember.
It was Matt Leinart. Is that him?
Out of USC.
Yeah. And what's that nigga name? The other running back. What's that nigga name? Damn.
Was it? It wasn't Mark Ingram, was it?
No.
Nah, he came after. He came after.
It was Reggie Bush and the other dude.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
He was a beach light.
Who we talking about?
I'm talking about the running back from USC when Reggie Bush was there. Also.
Yeah, no, I can't remember. But yeah, no, I don't give a fuck. I don't know. Mark might be on to something. Because it just, how many, all I'm saying is the success ratio after
White. That's what I was talking about. Liddell White.
Okay. White. Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yeah.
The success ratio after you get with Kardashian does not seem to be. You would think it's business genius minded that they are. You would think that their significant others would be thriving, but
they are, for the most part.
Who?
Kanye West is not. There are victims.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
there are successful ones as well. I'm trying to say they couldn't stop their shine. But you're all right. There are some victims. Niggas and took some L's, nigga.
Right? Like, damn. You supposed to be business gurus and y'all messing up my game.
Chris took his L before he got, you know what I'm saying, what he was supposed to get. That's all.
But in other news, Monty Williams signs extension as Suns head coach. That's a big shout out to Monty Williams. They saying it's for the foreseeable future because the nigga had 2 years left on a 5-year deal before he signed the extension. So I don't know if the Suns blew their load too early. Nah, ain't no way they coulda. Nah, ain't no way they could have after offering Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton the extensions that they offered them. That's going to keep them around for a little bit, and that's going to keep Monty Williams talked about for.
If you were the Suns, would you be bitter with the Pacers? Would you have bitterness towards them for doing that? No bitterness? Just business?
No. You still came out less than giving them a max contract.
That's still a lot. $133 million for 4 years. That's 20. That's 30. That's 30 plus a year.
No, I mean you'd be a little salty, but you'd have to figure as much, you know.
That's a good question, man.
That was DeAndre Ayton just trying to force his hand by saying, "Oh,
He didn't. But what I'm saying, he didn't sign the deal though. He could. Well, he did sign the deal, but he gave a chance. Is that a rule for them to give the other team a chance?
Yeah, you get 48 hours.
A match.
So he did that. You forcing somebody's hand. Somebody's going to give me $133 million.
Right. But I think he knew. I think he knew it was in his favor that that the Suns were going to match it or whatever you want to say.
You can't be mad at Ayton, but if I'm the Suns, I'd be lying if I would say I wouldn't feel a certain kind of way. Like, damn, like I was gonna do it, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like somebody it's almost like
I was gonna do it,
right? But you brought the shit, you know, like, damn, you forced my hand, fucked my whole shit up. That's how I felt about it. But yeah, I think I would feel a certain kind of way. But I mean, it's business. Yeah, it's business.
But damn, nigga, you losing $133 million. Look, you losing KD or DeAndre Ayton, right? Right. So you take DeAndre Ayton, but you got to pay this man $133 million on paper for the next 4 years. So for the next half of the year, you got to get this nigga like fucking $15 million.
I mean, but at least someone stated his worth.
No, I'm not saying. You
know what I'm saying? Like, that's another team right now that's saying, "I'll take him for this."
I'd have did the same shit. What are you talking about? Nigga?
So, of course, at that point, ball's in your court. Are you gonna match that because you want him, or are you gonna let him go? So, I mean, you can't really be upset because that's just somebody playing their hand.
Well, and that goes in the mind of some of the players, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure if Ayton got a family of his own or how that works out, but
Right.
you got a family, travel, move. You
Right.
want to get all that done before training camp. You want to know where you going to spend your time at for the season.
I don't know why the Pacers would get rid of Sabonis and then offer Ayton 133 though.
Where does Sabonis go?
To the Kings?
Sacramento, yeah.
That's weird to me.
Youth, perhaps? A little bit
Sabonis
younger?
is younger, isn't he?
Is he?
Yeah, I think Sabonis is younger.
Well, I have no idea.
Yeah, that's how Halliburton got over there. Halliburton came over in that Sabonis trade.
Oh, yeah, Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't understand that.
Domantas Sabonis is 26, and DeAndre Ayton is 24.
Oh, okay, he's younger.
Well, we know how behind the scenes is all shady. So this could have been working when that trade happened. They could have had Ayton on the radar because they knew what the Suns didn't want to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? They talk, man. They talk.
That's what I be trying to say is people get paid to make moves in advance.
Yeah.
So it's motherfuckers from 2000 up through 2028 that's coming across people's radar as we speak.
That's like D'Anthony Melton. He could have been on Philly's draft board and got took.
He took Shake.
Yeah, and they settled for Shake. I'm sorry to say it, but they settled for Shake.
Look how name is Shake, nigga. But I do feel like the younger generation, this is the year of kind of settling who's gonna be the next one. Because
Ain't another guard.
Who y'all think is next? Like, who y'all think is that next nigga?
I think Anthony Edwards.
I got Ja.
He's just a slasher. Ja, I could definitely.
Yeah, I think Ja's gonna be around for a while.
Come on, Ja Morant is that next?
Wait, are we saying like top of the
face of the league?
Top three player, perennial All-Star, Hall of Fame. Not necessarily championships. On championships, maybe one championship, but I'm saying though, like
I don't know how long a Ja style lasts. I think Trae Young is gonna have a very impressive career.
But I don't think if he stays in Atlanta, he'll ever win a title.
I don't know if I can agree with that.
I can. Have you seen Atlanta over the years? You see what they do when they get a star? You see how they deplete the team for no reason?
I've been to about 10 Atlanta games. Yes. The way they treat Trae Young is Dominique level.
Dominique Wilkins?
I wasn't around when Dominique Wilkins was around, but that's how they treat Trae Young out here. Dominique Wilkins never made it to the conference final. Trae did. With a meager team.
Yeah.
They look at this nigga as a hero down here. I'm just saying.
But that don't mean he can do it himself.
But what did they?
Saying, look. I'm just saying, when it comes to levels of fame of basketball, there's Dominique Wilkins, and then there's Trae Young. You name the other person that's supposed to be in that spot with Trae Young in. It's nobody.
For Atlanta?
For Atlanta. Name one.
It could have been Joe, but they never gave him the keys.
No. You don't put Smoking Joe in this bitch.
He said Smoking Joe.
Yeah, don't.
But I really do see Ja, man.
I don't think his style is conducive to be around like that for a while. Like, okay, so
He shot better from 3.
He did.
And that's developing still.
But I think he gets a kick out of dunking on people. And like Aaron said, it's only a matter of time.
Well, I can see him winning 1 title in Memphis, and that's it. It's not like, I'm going to see him along. He's going to have great seasons to come. He's going to fight a lot in the playoffs. He's going to be a one-man show. But I'm just saying, as far as being the top, he's going to put it up. It's whether does he stay or does he go somewhere else and be even greater?
Nah, I'm going to say top dogs. Like I said, I think I'm going to have to put Trey up there.
No Jason Tatum?
Nah.
No. The love is gone.
Trey Young, I don't know, seems a little more deadly.
I hate Boston.
All right.
I mean, you kind of got to put Jason up there right now, but I don't think he got it. I think he's Devin Booker.
He crapped out in the finals.
I think that's a good pairing. Like, I think if he was playing Go Fish, I think Devin Booker and Jason Tatum would be the match to take out of the deck.
So they could make the top 10, but not the top 5.
I could agree with that. They're great players. I just don't see, like, as much as they love Kobe, I don't see the killer in them.
Yeah.
I don't see that killer in either one of them. I think they're just operating off of how good they are. And they might train all day like Kobe, but you don't have that killer in you.
Yeah, they got a long way to go. That's for damn sure. I'm tired of motherfuckers claiming, they trying to be the next Mamba type shit. And
yeah.
They ain't got no Mamba in them. Like, come on, y'all niggas need to chill out. Kobe.
I mean, that's the truth. That's the truth of it, to be honest.
I tell folks all the time, man, you ain't built like that.
Right.
You got the skill. You might add a game.
Well, I'll tell you what. Only other thing I wanted to do is shout out Kyle Korver.
Yeah,
he's returning to the Hawks front office role. Just got hired as
God's work. Meet Dot.
You putting your porn ads popping up?
I was on ESPN. Damn.
But he's hired as director of player affairs and development. I think that's a good fit for a Kyle guy. But other than that, I had some questions that I wanted to ask y'all before we wrap up. We got a little bit of time. And these are just general questions of all time, because I don't think we're going to have enough time to do it how I wanted to do it. But Aaron, you gave me the idea or the thought to move on to it. I wanted to do it like of all time and who you think the new would be. But I don't know if we're going to have time for all that. But first, I got most underrated NBA player of all time. I won't even say all time. I'll just say most underrated NBA player.
Who we get? Is it one person?
Yeah, just one. And don't get me wrong, I understand that it might not be your number one because you just throwing them out there.
I want to go with Mitch Richmond.
Mitch Richmond.
My nigga, man. I don't know. He's a Hall of Famer, though. So can they be Hall of Famers?
I think, I'll allow that.
I'm gonna say Jamal Crawford. Jamal Crawford, he never got the love that he should have got.
Yeah, they let this nigga go score 50 points his last game.
That motherfucker, boy.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that either. I'm still.
That's tough.
Yeah, that's very tough.
I feel bad because I picked the Hall of Fame, which means that means he wasn't underrated.
Let me see. Nah.
Can I call audible while you doing that?
Yeah, what's your audible?
Jason Williams.
White chocolate? That's a great. That's a great.
I had to think for a second. I know he ain't in the Hall of Fame yet. He was on the Heat too. He won the championship with him, I think. With Gary Payton.
Yeah, he was. He was.
Yeah, he was on the first one. Yeah.
Damn, I'm stuck. I had a couple pop in my mind, but I'm stuck. I'm real life stuck. You'd think I would answer these before I write them.
What's the list of players?
You said what?
What's the list of players lined up?
Nah, I didn't. I'm not gonna have no unfair advantage. But even when I wrote it, I don't even know who popped into mind. I'm going Monte Ellis.
Monte, with the Warriors.
Yep. Yeah, I'm going Monte Ellis.
We should make a rule like these niggas shouldn't be able to be in the Hall of Fame. So Monte Ellis is not in the Hall of Fame. Jason ain't in the Hall of Fame.
Jamal ain't.
Jamal Crawford?
Yeah.
He ain't in the Hall of Fame either. Okay,
Yeah.
so he ain't in the Hall of Fame either.
I was gonna say damn, it hurt. Sean Marion.
Sean Marion?
The Matrix?
Ugly shot ass Sean?
Yes.
He did this. Man.
For some reason, I just love that.
What is that?
Well, he was a big dunker too. Before he even started.
He was.
He can dunk on me.
He was.
Don't shoot. I just let him shoot it. Go ahead and shoot that other shit. All right.
Okay. Next, most overrated NBA player of all time.
Said overrated.
Yeah.
Frank Ntilikina. Is that how you say his name?
Yeah, that's exactly how you say it. You gonna give it to Frankie? You think he?
Fucking right.
Well, I don't know. Are we doing overrated as far as like
No, he was supposed to be the next best thing, man.
Oh man, that nigga no.
Well, I think that's
look
more.
Look who the Knicks passed up.
Expectation than overrated. I imagine overrated to be like somebody that everybody holds in high regard, but I'd be like, I'm gonna say
this.
Oh well, I get it. I get you another one. Just give me a second.
I got. I'm gonna go old school with it. Somebody's gonna like it, but I've never understood.
I know JV bullshitting. He said Bernard King. I hope either way, underrated or overrated, I think that's incorrect.
Look, Bill Walton.
Ooh. I like that.
Damn.
I like that.
Damn.
Okay.
That's tough. That was tough.
Ooh, I like that. Bill Walton.
That was a weak year, 79. NBA almost a flounder that year. Man. I'm just trying to say. Back off and not digress.
Let me think. Now, excuse me. Now I got to think about it. Who you got, Malcolm? You got anybody on your mind?
Yeah, I already said mine. I said Ben Simmons.
As far as overrated? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's overrated.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
What the heck? When does 23 come out?
September 7th.
The 10th. Well, I think it was like the real date's like the 9th or the 10th, but the pre like the 7th.
Oh.
Pre-order date. Pre-order it.
You can pre-order now if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Dang. I'm typing in. I built my player in February.
Aaron, what system you play on?
Xbox.
I got one for you. Mark Gasol.
Really? Oh, that's a good. Okay, I was thinking of.
That's not
Mark,
bad.
Okay.
That's not bad.
So who's the better Gasol, Mark or Paul?
Paul, he's proven.
I think
he
so
got you a
too.
chip.
Yeah, because he got the ring.
Yeah, and he showed you he can get it done too. You know, there's a couple times where Kobe had to take a breather and he took over a couple possessions, let him get back. You know what I'm saying? Marc Gasol, he had Zebo and still couldn't even. You know what I'm saying? Team still got that last second shot.
OG, but he ain't finna do nothing. Man.
I know who I'm going with. I'm going with Dwight Howard.
Really?
That's
an NBA champion?
I'm going with Dwight Howard.
Overrated though.
He was on the team.
Superman is in the building.
I'm going with Dwight Howard.
He was on the team. He made somebody mad at Harry.
All right, I think I know who I'm going with on this one. This one is most intimidating NBA player.
Intimidating.
Intimidating NBA
like he stepped on the court and you're like, oh shit, this nigga's.
I had to be Shaq.
Not injured.
I don't even know if I'm thinking so much as playing as like this one. I go back somewhat because I think about a player that you like. I don't know if I'm going up on him or I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not the one that I'm type shit. You saying Shaquille O'Neal?
Yeah, the Shaq, man. I'm sure he put fear in a lot of people before games and during games.
I'm sure.
He be talking retarded as fuck too. That'd be the other shit.
But I feel like people were still willing to test him, though, because they
tried.
Because they felt like, you know, like they felt like, oh, he just a big goofy nigga, like. You know that's what motherfuckers was thinking, like this old. Now I don't know about Shaq, the original first came out Shaq.
No, not Orlando. But...
Have you seen Shaq in real life?
No.
Yes.
You seen Shaq in real life?
Yes.
It ain't a joke.
No.
Right.
Oh, I bet that.
No.
I can only imagine. I haven't seen him, but that's what I'm saying. I can only imagine.
I bet that.
Like, child, are you mad?
Imagine him pulling you over. You know how he does that voluntary on the side cop shit. Imagine him pulling you over.
Too. That nigga's a sheriff, nigga.
Yeah, he's sheriff. Yeah.
He's a sheriff in Miami.
Yeah, I bet your ass get up out the car, Cliff, is all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Get your ass up out the car.
I would have to, motherfucker, because I don't need you down on one knee talking to me through my window.
You don't want to do this.
You hear me? The fuck? This ain't no football practice. And I ain't coaching shit, motherfucker. Who y'all got?
What's the question one more time?
Most intimidating NBA player.
I'm gonna go with Rasheed Wallace. Had a little more size than a Pat Beverly, who I like the most, but you wasn't playing with Rasheed.
Yeah,
I feel like
catch one of these tough ones. You come in this paint.
I feel like Ben was tougher than Rasheed, though.
Yeah, that was actually who I had. Ben Wallace.
Yeah, but you had to get the Rasheed.
Quiet, man. Ben. You don't know what's going on.
Man, did nobody fuck with Ben?
Hey.
And Ben probably was a great artist.
But he wasn't intimidating, man. He had a big fro, looked like a friendly teddy bear. He was just. But when you came in there, you knew exactly.
Man, didn't nobody fuck with Ben.
Ben was that nigga.
Man, but you had Rasheed in front of you laying niggas out.
Yeah,
half the time they ain't get there to you.
Rasheed was more outspoken, but Ben just looked at you like a man.
The only nigga that can name above that would be Z-Bo, because he was on team Rasheed. Rasheed line.
Well, that was important.
He won the Blazers.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take that Zach Randolph.
Yeah, he was that nigga on that team.
Yeah.
The Trailblazers with Rod Strickland.
Yeah.
Sebastian Telfair about to chop on the plane. At least he tried to. You know? I'm just saying, like, niggas, that was a hell of a team. Them niggas was, I don't know what was going on that team. God damn it. You talking about Rasheed Wallace?
We got two more, and then we're going to hit the showers. This one should be easy. We talked about it earlier. Career cut too short.
Derrick Rose.
Oh, he's still playing.
You going Derrick?
His career. That's
I know what you mean.
I'm accepting that. He came back out of rehab and shit, and trying to get on the right path and shit.
I would say your boy Greg Oden, Ohio State's own, Ohio State's final.
He's a coach. He got a coaching job.
He got a coaching job, but he walked around at the zoo doing pizza commercials. Come down to the local pizza shop.
Y'all know I got to stick with the guards, the little guys. And I'm stuck on Jay Williams, man.
Ooh, that's a great one. Keep coming with the great
That boy ain't have a chance, man.
Damn, keep coming with the great ones.
Hey, all I know is I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not a Mozart guy, but I learned about popping the clutch. This nigga, it don't end well all the time. You're not ready for it.
You learned about that from who?
Jay Williams. Clutch on his bike.
Yeah.
He didn't know it was in gear or some sort, whatever.
JV trying to steal mine. JV, first of all, he just been naming niggas in the chat. I don't even know if I gave all those questions. But he just said Brandon Roy. That was definitely mine.
Yeah, I brought that up early. B-Roy.
Yeah, that's always gonna be mine. That was one of my favorites.
He's a championship coach, high school team.
He said Penny Hardaway.
Penny Hardaway's another one. T-Mac's another one. Penny Hardaway's bad because you were supposed to be playing with Shaq, and then he left, and he got left with Derek Anderson.
Right.
I don't know about Nick Anderson and
JV the only motherfucker whose emojis come with sound effects. But what was she saying? You said who? Dennis Scott.
Yeah, 3D.
Yeah, 3D. He wore number 3 for Orlando.
You know. Last one. You said what?
We had after Shaq left Kenny.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just can't. Last one. Greatest NBA trash talker.
Gary Payton.
That was who I leaned towards too.
Larry Bird, maybe, because imagine a white boy putting that shit on.
Man, Larry Bird, that might have to be the number one.
I don't know. I mean, Jordan was a trash talker too.
That's who I was going with.
Jordan didn't have to be.
He didn't have to be, but he was.
It hurt though. It hurt though when he did it. It hurt because you couldn't stop it.
I don't know. I think Larry Bird would hurt a little bit more.
What do they always say, Larry? What do they always say Larry Bird said about Michael Jordan? He said, "Man, it was like playing a basketball version of God or something like that." He was quoted saying. Skip Bayless always references that. Larry Bird said it was like playing like a god against Jordan. So that's why I gotta get a nod to Jordan. Like that motherfucker was great and didn't have to talk shit, but he still did. That motherfucker didn't care, boy. He
come up to the free throw line like, "Hey, watch this. I'm gonna do it with my eyes."
Right. He would do that. Yeah, right. Like, yeah.
I'll give him that because Magic Johnson was Larry Bird's Michael Jordan in his prime.
Right.
That was his matchup.
Yeah.
So Mike, he was like,
So I don't know how much I respect that quote then, because that's like saying, that's like, it would never be said, but that's like Ali saying, when I fought Larry Holmes, I was like fighting a boxing guy. But you was on the back end of your career. We knew that wasn't going to end well for you.
That was a bad decision.
You even bypassed medical protocol to do that. We knew that wasn't going to be. So I don't know how much, even if Larry still had some in the tank, to go against a young buck like Michael Jordan's different. So I can understand why you would say that. But I'm sure there's also people like Allen Iverson that be like, yeah, he was good, but.
Larry Bird said, I would never have called him the greatest player I'd ever seen if I didn't mean it, back in the day to the Boston Globe. And then he was quoted, the exact quote is, "It's just God disguised as Michael Jordan," was his exact quote, Larry Bird. So, I mean.
He just caught him on a few all nights.
Hey, they was in the same division. He had to see him a lot.
Right.
And I guess I look at it as the best motherfucker that can talk the talk and walk the walk. Because a lot of people talk the talk. Like Draymond, I put Draymond up there with trash talking too, technically. But I mean, as far as talking the talk and walking the walk along the follow up, I mean, Jordan was the executor. He was the, like Q said.
I'm in the locker room right now, so.
He's stupid.
I'm amongst greatness.
You amongst great towels. Shut up.
All right. You know what I'm saying?
I think I'm gonna give it to. I think I'm gonna give it to. I wish I could give it to the whole Seattle Supersonics, but I'm gonna give it to, since you already said Gary Payton, I'm gonna give it to Sean Kemp.
Oh hell!
Come on, the greatest shit talker of all time.
And they could also back it up.
Yeah.
No. Sean disrespected some niggas.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna give it to Sean Kemp.
That shit is.
I put Matt Barnes on.
Reggie Miller is my two.
That's what JV said in the chat. Gary Payton and Reggie Miller.
Reggie Miller, that nigga. You go to like the Boys and Girls Club and you try to play some basketball, and this nigga's taking this shit way too serious.
Who that?
KD, Kevin Durant.
KD quiet.
No, he be talking shit. You don't remember when him and Trae Young KD.
Davis?
Westbrook. You remember when him and Westbrook, I think, had first changed teams?
Yeah, but that's different. That's different. I'm talking about people that just get a kick out of it, like your Lance Stevensons and your like
Patrick Beverly.
Patrick Beverly is definitely on that list.
I'm a fucking top. Yeah.
His skill set ain't even up there.
But I mean, if I only average about 6 to 8 points a game, if I drop a layup on you, I'm definitely gonna say you too little. You hear what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't get a whole lot of these. You're too little, motherfucker.
You ain't gonna punk push me though. That nigga punk push me, nigga, man.
Ooh.
Chris Paul, man.
Yeah, he did.
Oh yeah.
Punk shit, nigga. What the fuck? Why? Why Patrick Beverly? Why?
He was upset.
That's too upset.
Shit.
That's too upset.
It is.
Niggas killing that niggas every day, B. It is too upset.
Nah.
All he did was pushing
Not
it.
in Serena. Not in Serena.
Hey, Cliff, don't forget about KG, Kevin Garnett. That motherfucker.
Yeah, he was up there too. He was up there on mine too.
That motherfucker was
But
nice
I just felt like Sean Kemp, though, it was something about, like you said, the way he would dunk on you and then be up in your face like that.
Well,
Is that more disrespectful than when Pippen dunked on Patrick Ewing and stepped over? That was disrespectful.
I mean, but
the love wasn't there. Absent.
I mean, but that's kind of the era.
So that's the same era.
Whoa. I mean, so?
That's kind of the era. That's where Allen Iverson got it from. You know what I'm saying? Because that was towards the end of an era where you could do shit like that. Motherfuckers don't do shit like that nowadays. It would make for a good picture. But people would be in the news talking about, was that the right thing to do for these kids to see growing up in our sports programs?
It's me. Put me on the cover.
He's stupid.
And just embarrassing nigga.
But yeah, nah. Who did you say Q for greatest trash talker?
Fuck, man.
You said Michael Jordan too?
I ain't gotta go with Michael Jordan. I go with a Heat player.
Who?
I go with PJ Brown.
Oh shit.
PJ Brown. PJ Brown.
You gonna catch an elbow, and he gonna tell you gonna catch his elbow, and if you try to swing back, you get slammed. PJ Brown.
PJ Brown. Put it down.
Only when he was with the Heat, though. I don't know what he was doing.
Only Heat. Let me put that down too.
Wasn't LeBron talking a lot of trash those couple years in Miami?
LeBron ain't talking no goddamn trash. He ain't on my damn list.
He was talking shit because he was getting fouled a lot. That was
yeah, whining.
Oh, you hurt? You hurt, my brother? I got a facility. We're out the freeway.
He's stupid.
Look, just come see me. I got you. All right.
Who's our hit the showers and we out?
The Nets.
The Nets organization.
You can move KD and Kyrie. None of them. That's a very.
You said you can't move KD and Kyrie?
You haven't.
Oh.
You haven't yet.
I would too.
Your time is getting. What's the trade deadline?
Oh, trade deadline ain't until.
Yeah, that's it. That's not in effect at all yet.
After the All-Star break.
So I'm saying at any point in time during the season, KD or Kyrie can be traded from the Nets.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I can see him later on. I just can't see it right now.
All right. What I'm trying to say is they've been asking the league for a long time.
Right.
You couldn't move one of the best players ever played this game, KD.
Well, that's because they felt like they wasn't getting the return that they thought they deserved.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
You ain't getting a return while they there either.
Well, you don't know that. You don't know that. We don't know that yet. We don't know that they might not come out and play their best basketball they've ever played.
Look, some things are just bad. Some things, when you put them together, it's just bad.
I mean, I agree with that.
You might put ketchup on a hot dog. Some people do. But you ain't going to put it on that damn sausage.
Look, if you just put ketchup on a hot dog, you are a different type of person than me. Does anybody
that analogy?
Hey,
you're supposed to put mustard on that bitch or something.
Mustard is the first thing that popped
y'all a little too north for me, man. I'm basic, simple.
No
hood shit. My bad. It's my upbringing. Blame it on.
What you put on there?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Ketchup and mustard. That's it.
I can do that, but do you just put ketchup on there? Like just ketchup?
Nah, hell nah.
All right.
Are we talking about a hot dog or a sausage? Like one of them.
If it's a sausage, it's just mustard.
Yeah.
It's just mustard.
That's what I'm saying.
Even a brat, for real, I'm damn near just mustard. But if it's a hot dog, I'm damn near just ketchup.
Oh my god!
But you ain't putting ketchup on
unless I got like
sausage,
relish and onions and all that.
So you want a street hot dog?
Yeah, or just
hey. I don't know if this nigga still out there. Bleep it out. That nigga Dan's Deli. Remember that shit outside of Best Buy?
Man, that motherfucker flamethrower. Flamethrower. If that is still out there, man, where in the world is Carmen San Diego, boy?
Put some peas in a free hot dog, nigga. That should be gone, man.
Yeah, Dan's used to be that shit. JV said, Malk Money is my hit the showers.
That's funny he said that because I was giving mine to the Pacers because they ain't done shit.
The Pacers. I can see why you would give them to the Pacers.
They ain't never gonna be shit. They ain't done shit. They got a good 20 to 30 years at least.
Well, if we doing that, I'm giving mine to Sacramento.
20.
Yeah. Since we throwing teams out there, give it to the Lakers.
You crazy.
I'm giving mine to the Lakers.
Better give it to the Cavs, boy.
Man, the Cavs on the rise, baby. You better recognize, motherfucker. We on the the East 99, East Harmony, Bone Thugs shit. Yeah,
there's a lot of teams in the East. Y'all got to get by.
We ain't worried. You just worry about your LA Lakers and hope Anthony Davis come back healthy enough to make it through a fingernail clipping.
As long as LeBron's healthy,
majority of the season.
Listen, anybody else that we miss? Anybody on the hit the showers?
Yeah, mine go to Dwight Howard.
Ooh, my most overrated player. No, I'm just playing.
Who that is? Scoop B, Brandon Robinson, whatever, Bally Sports. He came out of,
You talking about the little small nigga from
Scoop B. I don't know how he look. I just know he had an interview I get with Dwight Howard saying he was interested in joining the Nets. Like, bruh, you interested in joining anybody because you can't get a job right now if you interested in somebody. They should be calling you, ain't it?
Listen, Dwight Howard who Anthony Bennett? Who JB just said Anthony Bennett?
You know who Anthony Bennett is? You know Anthony Bennett.
I know Anthony Bennett.
Yeah, the nigga that got sent over in that Rudy Gobert charade.
Man.
The one just be talking. He ain't watched basketball who knows how long.
Yeah. He think about the draft from 5 years
Don't hate on my wigger.
He don't even know
don't hate on my wigger.
Hey Cliff, you seen Bam, Obi Toppin, Darius Garland, and Dennis Smith Jr. They put together a little pro-am squad in Miami. Yeah, they went off, man. You should look at the highlight.
Really?
You should look at the highlight.
What what I gotta look up to get that?
What I did was I just searched Bam Miami Pro League.
Okay.
But you could look up Bam, Obi Toppin, Darius Garland, Dennis Smith Jr., Pro Am God Squad.
Okay, I'm on that.
Miami Pro League. Man, they went off. They went off. They were doing all-star shit in there.
We wrapping up. We ain't gonna be back Saturday. I've been having shit going on Saturday, my shower head, so I couldn't do it. But we gonna be back on Saturdays, just starting in August.
Yep. Football season is upon us.
Nah, we about to start. Wednesday shows is gonna be football starting.
Right.
Next week. Either next week or the week after. Stay tuned. Next week is a surprise episode.
I like surprises at times.
But to everybody out there, like, subscribe, share, tell a friend to troll. To all my shower heads, be good or be good at it. We out this motherfucker.
Dinner time, I'm on 2K22 on the road to 40.
And free Brittany Griner.
Free BG.